how actually the efforts for social impact can have an actual social impact, not only activities that you do as a business or as an organization, and then there is more needed, there is more stuff that you could do but you didn't, and you appear to always miss the curve although you are trying to. Well, you can come to businesses who are owned by actual people with disabilities, for instance, like me. Because I want to find a PR agency with built in accessibility, because actually, standard PR organizations and PR businesses, even the highest one, the poshest ones, they had the chance of actually building in accessibility in their PR stack for more than 70 years now. And they still are not doing it and are missing the spot. And you have to spend more on accessibility, on things concerning, accessibility issues. And there are further regulations and there are further things that you could do, but then it turns out that actually it's not that hard. It just needs to be done. And accessibility is always like this, as a blind person but as well as an entrepreneur who consults businesses and entrepreneurs. I see this quite a lot. People with businesses are coming to me and they are all concerned about actually ESG or at all, social impact of their business, the communication that their business sends out. Yes. And then they start assuring themselves and their teams that accessibility helps even people without disabilities. Because here is where the catch is. When you do something accessible, you are offloading natural loads on your brain, on your judgmental and executive ways that you're doing your thinking and your assessment of your surroundings and the things you have to do, the processes that you have to get in. And when accessibility is done properly and is built from the ground up by an actual person with disability, there are a lot of things that you have never think of that are easy to be done and are done by an actual person with disability, by an actual person with disability with an actual business, and not by businesses who are hiring people with disabilities for fast track tokenism. Some regulation comes by and some clever guy says, oh, okay, let's hire those people with disabilities just to have the good impact and the good face. And no, it costs money to those businesses, it costs money to you. Because what those people are doing are hiring, they're hiring people with disability, which is all nice, but they're losing IP because people with disabilities are trapped at junior jobs, trapped at beginner level jobs, and on top of their work, on top of their input, already is plastered something which is exclusive, something which is the regular workflow of that business, and that business itself, the business who hired people with disabilities, is not changing because of the inputs of their own team. There is a entire part of their team that they are not listening to because they are people with disabilities, and they're there for tokenistic reasons. They are just there to say, hey, here we have people with actual disabilities, come at us, it's a good phase, we're building that together, and don't worry, it's not taking more time because we are just taking their job, the shell of it, and then it's done fast because we don't care that people with disabilities have different time frames of perceiving information and calculating information and working on it. We are just throttling them, and we are just doing whatever we are doing. We are just having those guys to be the face of our organization because it's all nice, because of this regulation that we have right now. Okay, could you come and be a dear client to us, because we have people with disabilities that we completely stripped off of their experience and we completely never listen to because we only care about time frames. Yeah, so this is what costs you money. This costs money and PR strain on such businesses because people with disabilities, we talk to each other. It really shows in our communities. It's fairly easy to be seen and understood what businesses are doing with us and to us. So it couldn't be hidden for long. And on top of those businesses not creating, not including their people with disabilities, they are losing on IP. Because actually, when you're listening to your whole team, your whole team, not only the people without disabilities, you're creating an IP. You're creating intellectual property. And when you're not listening to your people with disabilities, you're losing on creating IP, which is again lost. Again, a loss for you as a client and for those guys who are just tokenistic. And the last thing is the thing that we started with. Accessibility and accessibility decisions and accessibility optimization always comes from the left field for people without disabilities. Because it's lived experience, people. You are constantly living with that. I'm not beginning to see after I shoot this video. I'm still not seeing what I'm doing. I still need to use my screen reader in order to edit this video. And you are qualified, you earn some certificates, you earn some accessibility related experience, but you don't need accessibility itself constantly. So it doesn't matter if you are experienced, I don't know, QA or whatnot for 20 years and you think, oh, now I can do accessibility QAing, no problem. No, there is a problem. That you don't have the actual experience of being an actual person with disabilities. And of course, when you are so entitled that because of your experience you can replace a person with disability, you're costing money to your own organization. You're costing money and time and PR damage to the clients of the businesses that your business is working with. So this is why you should trust actual people with actual disabilities, with actual businesses owned and found by them. Because you are not losing time, you are not losing money by consulting with people without disabilities who don't even use the full potential of the people who they hired because it's trendy, because it looks nice on paper, but they are losing a massive amount of time, a massive amount of effort, and massive amounts of actual lived experience that you cannot replace with anything else. So this is why I'm building my PR agency with built-in accessibility inside of it, because, well, people without disabilities can't really build it.